You're making easily fixable financial mistakes, and today we're going to solve the problem. There's a lot of personal finance jargon on the internet, but here at Break Your Budget, we cut through the crap and focus on getting the basics right. I've been building Break Your Budget for over 5 years, and I've talked to thousands of you who are working on getting your personal finances right and saving your first 100K. That being said, I see people making the same mistakes over and over and over again. All of these mistakes might seem pretty minor, but they can have an enormous impact on your financial success long term. The best part is that if you find you are making one of these 5 mistakes, I am going to share an easy way to address the problem so that you can make sure you're on track. So with that, let's get into it. The first mistake is that you're asking $5 questions. Some of the most common questions I get are, what high yield savings account should I be using? Should I be buying a coffee or a latte every single day? These are questions that will not have an impact on your financials long term. Every high yield savings account is pretty much exactly the same. You just have to make sure it's FDIC insured, and you can't go wrong with any of them. If you want to buy a coffee today, buy a coffee today. It's not going to make a difference. These questions are so minute in the grand scheme of your financial picture, but they're the types of questions that are keeping you paralyzed and preventing you from moving forward. It's totally fine to be conscious of these things on a day-to-day basis. Obviously, you shouldn't buy a latte every single day, especially if you're working towards a specific financial goal or saving up an emergency fund or really just trying to get your financial footing. But if you're contemplating getting a coffee today, it shouldn't be something that you're spending more than a minute on. Instead, you need to focus your financial attention on the big picture. So are you investing? Do you have the right account set up? Have you automated your savings? What are your financial goals? These are the needle-moving questions and the decisions you need to make to actually progress your finances forward. Mistake number 2 is that you are not tracking your expenses. I always feel like a broken record when I say this, but tracking your expenses is an integral part of your financial journey, and it draws awareness to where your money is going and how much you're spending on certain things. And this is a practice that everyone should be in, no matter how much money you make or what your financial situation is. Expense tracking provides actionable data that you can use on a month-to-month basis to change your spending behavior over time. Plus, after you track your expenses over a longer period of time, let's say a year, you can get that annualized data, and seeing those annual totals is going to totally shift your perspective on how you're spending your money. I can guarantee that when you see how much money you've spent in an entire year on certain things, it's absolutely going to change the way you spend your money going forward. One of the biggest issues I have with traditional financial advice is that it focuses on saving rather than spending. We're taught how to save, but we are not taught how to spend. Saving is your financial defense, but spending is your financial offense. And to have a successful team and to win the game, you need to be good at both. So all that to say, it's absolutely essential to know how to spend your money, what your spending values are, and if the money that you are spending is making your life better or worse. I use the personal finance dashboard to track my expenses, and I've been using this tool for 5 years. So if you're interested in getting started with tracking your expenses, you can check out the personal finance dashboard in the show notes. Moving on to mistake number 3, you are focused on doing too many things all at the same time. Your financial journey is a marathon, not a sprint, and you don't have to accomplish everything by the time you turn 25. As a matter of fact, doing too many things at once is a crucial mistake that I see so many people make all the time. It keeps you from feeling like you're actually making any progress, and that's ultimately a catalyst for falling off the wagon and feeling like all of the effort you're putting towards your finances is worthless. So instead of trying to boil the ocean and work towards 100 different financial goals at once, focus on this financial priority list and aim to accomplish one thing at a time. When you focus on one thing at a time, you build momentum and will ultimately accomplish all of your financial goals much faster. Mistake number 4, you do not have a central financial management tool to keep track of all of your financial progress. This is one of those decisions that so many people do not take seriously, but it can actually have the biggest detrimental effect if you choose the wrong tool for you. I honestly think this should be one of the decisions that you spend the most time on. The tool that you choose to use is so essential because it needs to be a tool that you actually enjoy. If you don't like the tool that you pick, you will not return to it. And if you aren't going back into your tool on a regular basis and you're not monitoring your finances, then you won't make any progress. So don't overlook choosing the right tool and spending time to really audit all of the tools that are available to you and picking the one that makes the most sense, not only for you and your lifestyle, but for the way that you want to see all of your information. There are two key types of financial tools. First is a spreadsheet, and second is like an automated digital app, whether it be on your phone or with a UI that's on your computer. And I know you're probably thinking, Michaela, which one is better, a spreadsheet or an app? And my answer to that is neither. Neither is better or worse, but I challenge you to be honest with yourself and choose whichever one you feel most aligned with. If you're not comfortable in a spreadsheet, don't choose a spreadsheet. If you don't want to connect all of your accounts to an app from the internet, then don't choose a budgeting app. No matter which avenue you choose, your tool needs to have these three key components. It needs to have a place to create both a monthly and an annual budget. It needs to have a place for you to set your financial goals, build them into your budget, and monitor your progress towards each. And it needs to provide a space for actionable insights so that you can make data-driven financial decisions. I personally am a spreadsheet person, and as I mentioned earlier, I use the personal finance dashboard to manage my money. That is the tool that I created specifically for myself. Now I sell it as a template and thousands and thousands and thousands of you use it. But that's the tool that makes sense for me in my life. And it may not make sense for you in your life if you don't want to use a spreadsheet. If you're looking for my recommendations on an automated tool or a budgeting app, you can head to my resource library, which I'll make sure is linked in the show notes, and go through all of the Break Your Budget approved resources and choose whichever app or tool makes the most sense for you. And last but not least, mistake number 5, you are focused on reducing rather than expanding. The formula to save money is simple. Spend less than you earn and then save and invest the rest. And to ensure that you actually have money to save, you can either cut your expenses or increase your income. All that to say, you can only cut so much. The very first focal point on your financial journey is to reduce your expenses to a point where you feel comfortable. But after a certain point, you can't cut anything else. And this is where you need to focus your attention instead of on continuing to reduce and making your life absolutely miserable to expanding and growing your income. And this can be done in so many ways. It doesn't have to be done through starting a side hustle or starting a business or something. But ask yourself these 2 questions. In what ways can I increase my income? And what actions can I take to expand my ability to earn? This could be done through starting a side hustle or a business or getting a part-time job. But it also can happen through taking a course or a certification to get a raise, or putting yourself on a promotion plan so that you can get a promotion next year, or maybe job hopping and finding a new role where you get paid more. There are so many different avenues you can take for increasing your income. So if you want to learn more about this topic, let me know in the comments and I'll make an entire video about it. With that, I've covered the 5 common but easily fixable financial mistakes that you could be making that are holding you back. If you're looking to expand your personal finance foundation, I recommend you check out my free personal finance starter kit. This is a 5-step guide that will walk you through the most important basics at the beginning of your financial journey, and I'll make sure that it's linked in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up button and you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. If there is a financial topic that you want to learn more about, let me know.